Shalom Israel. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash for allowing me to do another lesson. Yahweh is who the world inwardly calls God. Yahweh Shai is his son, who the world inwardly calls Jesus Christ, and there is no God beside them. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to the elect. And this lesson is going to go into this article or this video I seen Dabu did, which it says Walmart shopper records video I guess I want to say purposely or purposely showing steak locked up in viral TikTok post. And hey, when you want to get real news, you don't watch, your Pix 11s or your CNN. You go to TikTok, you go to RT News, the alternative news media, which is why this devil wants to cut the internet, because there's nothing done in secret. As the scriptures say, there's nothing done in secret that shouldn't be made plain, roughly paraphrasing. So this is the time of great revelations in all aspects, as this is the year of turning up, the year of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai turning up. So as it reads, some grocery stores are taking extra measures to protect items from being stolen, but one Walmart in Florida is reportedly taking things to a new level. Right? As they say, desperate times calls for desperate measures. So it says one Walmart in Florida is reportedly locking up their steak in security wire, according to the new to one TikTok user. Right, as you see, the video posted to TikTok shows a ribeye steak being sold for $20.83 that is wrapped in security wire. Florida Walmart shoppers throws hissy fit after being confronted over alleged shoplifting. People wearing protective masks walk from a Walmart store on May 18th in Hallandale Beach, Florida. Okay, that was something else. Since the video was posted, it has gone viral on TikTok and has received over 100,000 likes and over 20,000 comments. You gotta be kidding me, the TikToker user said in the video. Walmart now has steak locked up. This is getting bad now, he added. And you see this other post going into an NYC Rite Aid targeted by shoplifters closes, with another set to close soon after. Which is why they had to lock up their food because people are losing jobs, and they still got to eat. And food prices not getting any cheaper, so they feel the next best thing is to rob, which goes into the scriptures, as we always go into, that looting, indoor house robberies is not too far off, because that's the common consensus. If I ain't got it, somebody got to lose for me to get it, which that's normally something a nigga would say, a so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, but also these heathens, man. Which we caught that mind state from Esau Edom, the so-called white man. So Esau Edom, all right, 2/3 of our people, and basically anyone without the spirit of power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai on them is going to have this mindset, right? So it's going to be a lot of people rioting and looting, which means there's going to be a lot of back and forth gun battles, if you will, right? Because in certain states like Texas or whatever, if you try to come up in their house, they have every right to pop you, to pick you off. Like they're showing those shows prep, the prepper shows. Can't remember the name of the show. But anyway, let's get some precepts. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 14. Behold, the plagues are sent, and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled, and shall not be put out, till it consume the foundation of the earth. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward, even so the plagues shall be sent upon earth. Even so the plagues that shall be sent upon earth shall not return again. Right? So this is not going to be a fad. It's not going to be a phase as people thought of, this major plague to be. They thought it was going to stop, but 2 years in, they see it's not stopping. It's only getting worse and worse. As a matter of fact, contributing to the food crisis, which in turn contributes to the pricing of the food, is the trucker shortages, as well as these truckers going on strike because they sick of these ridiculous mandates. Started off in Canada, but this article is going into how it's happening all around the world. So all around the world, we shall see famine. All around the world, you shall see looting and rioting. Hey, this is a beautiful time. Seems scary, but it's also very beautiful because this place has to get its just due. All right, the longer this place takes to fall, the longer the King of Righteousness can come to rule, the King of Peace. The longer it takes for Yahweh Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai to rule upon this earth, which the longer it will take for you so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans to rule, because you're the Israelites, which the scriptures say that the saints of the Most High shall rule this place after Esau, to rule the world after Esau Edom is put down in 2nd Ezra 6:6 through 9. Like as an arrow, which is verse 17. Woe to me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death. And these are only the beginnings. Day after day, somebody's, getting shot, thrown out a window, robbed and then killed, robbed, beaten, and then killed, committing some type of suicide, getting hit by a tractor trailer, getting ran over by a train. Day after day, it's a gruesome death going on. And multitudes, not just one, but it's a number, multitude of different deaths. The beginning of famine and great death, right? So this is the beginning of famine, which as I spelled out the scenarios, which will soon come, it's going to lead to great death. And then on top of it all, in this meat, you got all these hormones. Esau's injecting it with all these hormones and additives to make people more addicted to it. So when it's less of it, hell, when there was a lot of it, people was fighting over certain commodities. How much more when it's less of it? The beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? Right? And you might feel like that's over there. Well, it's about to come to every city. You got to understand, when the prophets seen these visions, this was all around them. As you may like that movie World War Z, when you see people stomping and running for fear of their life, and you might see one person just kind of in the midst of it all not getting touched, That was as the vision that the prophet saw back then. You know, that was the visions that the prophet saw back then. And the scriptures say we shall dream dreams. So even certain brothers, you know, and people outside of the truth, they dream, you know, about Yahweh Shai coming back and his return. They dream about, you know, certain people, or, you know, themselves being in a supermarket while there's no food in there. Which these things are happening to our very, you know, in our very face, in our faces. The beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these, they will not turn away from their wickedness. They will not stop committing adultery. They will not stop lying on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai's words. They will not stop these things. They will not stop celebrating their pagan holidays. You're going to have people, when all hell breaks loose and there's very little left, you know, wasting the little food they have to celebrate so-called Thanksgiving or so-called Christmas, you know, wherever they may be. But for all these things, they shall not turn away from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. You know? Which is why we pray constantly that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai gets us through all these evils, keeps us safe until the very end. Right? Because the scriptures say in Amos 5, how the day of the Lord is as when one escaped the lion and then a bear met him. So you'll escape one death just to run right into another. But the scriptures say the elect shall be saved out of all of it. Psalms 91, Job 5, Isaiah 65. Common scriptures we always go into, but we're going to see the power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai like no other, as this is a year of what? The Lord turning up. Not only turning up judgment on the wicked, all right, but understanding, faith, mercy unto the elect. You know, we about to pass the time of the Passover, you know, which, Lord willing, if the Lord allows us to partake in, that signifies us being passed over, as the Lord is bringing death upon the Egyptians, which is the modern day Americans, all right, or modern day Australian, right, which these other countries are also considered Egyptians because, you know, they drink of the cup of the wrath of Babylon. You know, they forsake righteousness and they go after wickedness as well. They celebrate, you know, the alphabet community. They celebrate these pagan holidays. So it says, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth great pains compassed her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. So as Yahweh Shai is getting closer, all right, the woman, which is Israel, and also you could look at it on a grander scale as this earth, right, because Yahweh Shai is coming to take back this earth. You know, it's going to be great pain. It's going to be great death. Which Jacob's trouble, going into as far as the woman being Israel, Jacob's trouble is going to be happening all around the world, because Jacob is all around the world. Which again, Jacob, which later name was changed to Israel, are the so-called, predominantly so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? But Jacob is scattered throughout China. Jacob is scattered throughout, you know, different lands, Cappadocia, Greece, Spain, different places, Germany. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. O my people, hear my word, make you ready to thy battle, and in those days be even as pilgrims upon the earth. Right? Which, when you go into the word pilgrims, a pilgrim is someone who is traveling from one place to the next, of course, but also goes into how a person that is looking, for a miracle to happen, like in the book of Eli. Hey, so if that, Lord willing, your Aki edified, shalom to the elect.